Okay, for the introduction, as we are aware, we can get information within just a minute. You know, whether if it's local news or if it's international news, because everything is at our fingertips. You know, and if we want to comment on those news, then we can just within a blink of an eye, because it's just as easy as that nowadays. And moreover, we know that men and women, when they give comments, they have different ways of expressing their feelings. Whether if it's the way they speak, if it's in a comment, it's by the way they write, and also by the use of words, whether if it's appropriate words or inappropriate words. So in this thesis, our objective is to analyze the problem of the comments given, to observe the lexical use in the comments, and lastly is to recognize the code that is used in the comments. So that is it from me. Thank you.
Okay, through our finding, we could see the difference of code use for male comments on sensitive issues. The first and second entry, they use vernacular language. The third entry also uses vernacular language, but he includes code switching in his comment. Meanwhile, it is different in entry 4 as he used standard language. Lastly, in entry 5, he used the same code in entry 1 to entry, which is vernacular language, but he also used code mixing in his comment. So let's move on to the code used in female comments on sensitive issues. The finding shows that in first entry, she used vernacular language and also includes the code mixing in her comment, while the other 2, 3, 4, and 5 entry, all the females use standard language. So as a result, men commentators usually use vernacular language, while women tend to use standard language in their comment.
So, the second research observation is more focusing on the lexical used in the comments, comment section by both female and male commentators. So, words can be classified by two, which is lexical and non-lexical. So, the data shows that both gender, female and male, are literally equal in commenting, as they use lexical words, and a few of them use non-lexical words. So for your information, lexical words are those that have independence meaning, such as a noun, verb, adjective, adverb, and also preposition. Thank you.
On to the third RO, which is pattern. Let's look on the differences in pattern used by male and female users, male and female Instagram users, in order to leave comments in the Instagram account. Okay, for the first and second entry for the male Instagram users, both are weak structured patterns, as you can see. As for your information, the well-structured pattern is actually consists of well-structured sentences with correct syntax and also correct grammar. Okay, for the first and second entry for female also, both actually have weak pattern. As for the third, fourth and fifth entry, for both male and female, they are both using weak structured pattern. As for our finding, we find that the result shows that both female and male commentators use weak and strong structure equally. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi guys, Assalamualaikum. So my friends earlier have already talked on the literature review, the methodology, and the analysis and discussion. So now it's my job to go for the recommendations and the conclusion. So let's go for the recommendation first. Like we can see here, the scenario is this person, like A and B, men and women, have different ways of responding to an issue. So basically, our group are using Instagram as a media platform in order for us to observe the situation. So our initial findings that we find out that men have a more tendency to speak in vernacular language, like they love to quote mix something in a text or in comments, and difference with women. But at the end of the findings, or I could say the observation, we find out that women as well have a huge tendency to do that as well. Like they love to quote mix by using the standard and vernacular in one sentence. So it's quote mix that. So what I'm trying to say here, basically it probably because due to the certain influences like the surroundings and probably they love to, that is how they express their thoughts and perspectives. So how we would like to recommend them in order, or recommend ourselves, or do ourselves a favor in order for us to speak in one standard language, or I could say standard English language. So the first one is we can do ourselves a favor by watching an intellectual video such as TED Talk, debate, that we know that we in that kind of occasion or event they use a standard English language in order to fight with their opponents or to counter the situation. It's happening. And then the second one is we can do ourselves a favor by reading a newspaper or look on any article from the internet that perhaps serve us with a proper standard English language. And then that's it for me. So the conclusion is we can see, although there are two differences in lexical, semantic, and etc. in the between men and women in order to respond towards an issue, but both of them have the same point. They would like to express their thoughts, but the difference only on their way or the sentence, on how they're commented towards something. So that's all from me. Thank you.